All right, guys, here it is. My 1974 Volkswagen Beetle. She does have a name. Her name is Abigail, which is translated to the Father's Joy, because that's exactly what I feel whenever I look at this car or get in this car or drive this car. I feel the Father's Joy. And so yeah, let me just walk around and you can just see that this thing is in beautiful condition for being just as old as I am. Of course, I was made in 1973, but this car is actually made in 1973 as well, even though it is a 1974 Volkswagen Beetle. And the reason I can say that is because the sticker of when this thing was made is right here. This is actually came off the production line December 1973. Okay, next up I'll show you the interior. It's got some awesome bucket racing seats inside of here. They actually are swivel seats, so I can actually swivel it out and then spin myself into the car. The first thing that I noticed when I purchased it, when I drove it home, it was daylight, but I went out for an evening drive and there was no light in the speedometer. And so one of the first things I did was went online and found some 12-volt LED lights, and I wired up my own LED lights inside of here. So that illuminates night now. So that was my own first repair. Actually, that was my second repair. The first repair was this right here. I accidentally broke off the window crank, and I went on to Amazon of all places and looked up classic Beetle window cranks, and I bought a set of 2 of these for like, I think it was like $8 or something like that. Another thing that I did was on Amazon, I bought a LED light kit. So you can see these underneath the dash. I put them there and it makes it kind of look nice. When, of course, this is all hanging down here, but that's just my cell phone holder right there. But yeah, anyway, I can't back my seat up all the way, otherwise I'd have to do it. But yeah, that's what it looks like down there. Okay, so now I'm gonna show you the back of this car. From this side, you'll see that I have these LED lights that are on the back of the swivel seats here. Let me move the seat. You can see that they swivel with that seat, and then it illuminates the back here, which you'll notice there is no back seat. Well, maybe if I put a little bit of light on it back here, you can see that there's no back seat, but there is a nice stereo system. I don't know, maybe a 12-inch or 14-inch subwoofer. It's got a very nice case, Scosche radio amplifier, a sub amplifier. But super booming system, no back seats. It's all boom boom back there. And the headliner is actually really great in this car. Everything is in just wonderful, wonderful condition. And so yeah, that's the inside of Abigail. Okay, next we'll pop the bonnet or the trunk, which the trunk is the front of a Beetle. And reach up under here, there we go. And I currently have this liner pulled back because I was doing some work in here. Back there is where I put the LED lights in for the speedometer, wired up. I even actually have Bluetooth, by the way. I added a Bluetooth receiver for my stereo. It did not have Bluetooth already, but I found this thing that it was made for. This stereo was meant to have a CD changer as an option, but I found a converter that changes it from that port to RCA inputs. And then I found this Exile Audio EXBT4, which is a Bluetooth connector, and that is just wired up to positive and negative 12 volts. And then I just put it right into here, and literally I just lay that right back there, and it has perfect connection, gives me great Bluetooth connection to my phone, so I don't have to worry about an aux jack or anything like that. I just play Bluetooth directly into my car stereo, and it works amazing. Now, the very first time I filled up the gas tank, I did notice a problem, and I'm gonna pull out this liner here. This right here is my gas tank, obviously. And one of the things that I noticed after getting gas in it the very first time was that I had a very bad gas vapor smell. And I did some research on YouTube and discovered that it's likely the result of the filler tubes, these filler hoses that go from this area right here where the gas is poured in, and it comes down this chute and goes into the gas tank. And that's what I've been told is the most common cause for a really strong gasoline vapor smell, especially if it's right when you've just filled up your tank or you have a full tank. What happens is they're saying that if you don't change these every few years, these hoses, they get dry and brittle and they start wicking gas. And so when you're filling up the tank over there and gas is pouring down, it's basically making these things wet, and that gas vapor is coming up through this. It's wicking through this. It doesn't actually leak, but it soaks it. And then once these get wet, then what happens is that vapor comes up, and of course it goes into the car, which is right where I'm driving. I've actually found a YouTube video that showed me what I needed to do and what I needed to order.
Here is the fuel inlet areas on your later style Beetle. Now, you can find this blowout on wolfsburgwest.com, and they sell all the material, all the hoses that you need to set this up correctly. Now, a lot of times what's happening is people do not change these hoses for years, and these hoses they can get porous, they can get soft, and they can start to break down, and they're going to emit fumes.
So I went to that website and I've ordered a replacement of all of the things here. I've got a new venting system. So all of that stuff will be vented properly, and all of that stuff is supposed to be here tomorrow. And so I'm just gonna actually leave the liner out, because tomorrow I will be taking all of these things apart before I go to the gas tank or gas station to fill up again. And that should get rid of the gasoline smell. And back here we have the engine in the rear compartment. And as you can see, it is a very clean engine that appears to be freshly rebuilt. So they've gone through and cleaned everything up. I've been watching lots of YouTube videos about these engines and how they're all put together. And this is done extremely well. And the nice thing is it starts right up. In fact, I'll open up the garage door and fire it up and show you just how quickly this thing starts. Okay, so now I have not started this car since yesterday, and we'll just, and that is literally, oh, okay. So it might take a little bit more since it's been a day. Now it is, by the way, it is 6 degrees outside, so that engine is really cold. It should idle now. Yeah, that's Abigail. All right, we'll go ahead and shut her off and close that garage door after that exhaust goes out. Oh my gosh, it's cold. Do you see my breath? Anyway, it's cold. I'm gonna shut this garage door. But that's my car, guys. That is what I've been obsessed with and ever since I bought it on December 18th. It's incredible. I absolutely love this car. My dream car, Abigail, the father's joy.